And a very, very happy day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Burgess, and I want to welcome you to Real Estate Simplified. It's just that simple. Just that simple. I'm going to use that word a lot today. I hope you're okay with that, especially since most real estate agents try to make things difficult. And things don't have to be difficult, folks. I mean, things can be simple. Napoleon Hill says in the book Think and Grow Rich, and if you're not familiar with a book called Think and Grow Rich, I highly recommend the book. Highly recommend it. I've been reading the book a little every day for about 27 years, but that's neither here nor there right now. But Napoleon says that most life is simple, and when money comes, it'll come so fast and so furious, you'll wonder where it's been hiding through all the lean years. And quite frankly, I thought he was full of bull when I read that the first time. And then I jumped into real estate. And I had never earned more than $23,000 a year in any time in my life. I jump into real estate. I list 17 houses my first year. I sell 92 houses my first, or 17 my first month, 92 my first year. Money came so fast and so furious, I wondered where the hell it was hiding. And I was absolutely miserable. Yes, miserable, because I had no time. I was flying by the seat of my pants. And until I learned how to simplify the business, I was going to remain miserable. And truly, I wanted to get out of the business. I didn't want anything to do with working 60, 70 hours a week, not having time to see my young girls in their ballerinas and their dance recitals and things like that. That was miserable to me. So we developed a system. And I just want to share some very simple ideas with you today. Very simple. And you can implement some of them if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But here's what we know. There's more agents getting into real estate right now than at any other time in the past, any other time. I mean, just the state of Florida has 223,000 real estate agents, folks. 223,000. If we don't get back to some very simple basics, the basics of the sales industry, we're going to struggle in this business. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to get a kumbaya and a hug or any of that shit. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to help you list properties. And if I listed 17 my first month, I think I can help you list some houses, because that's what it's all about. You getting 4 new listings every month. Who cares what I did? I mean, really, let's be honest. Nobody cares what I pulled off in real estate. The only reason we even talk about that is because it brings some validity to what I'm talking about. Well, it brings a hell of a lot of validity to what I'm talking about. But also, I'd like to clear the air about something right here and right now. Some of you are already afraid that we're going to try to sell you something. And I truly relax, absolutely relax, because you're correct. However, you cannot buy anything today. I don't care how big your credit card is. I don't care how much room you have on that sunbuck. I don't care if you got millions of dollars. You can't buy anything here today. So relax. The only thing, my dogs are going to talk to us. Relax. Okay, you're correct. We want to sell you on the idea that you can earn 6 figures every year working less than 40 hours each week. Now, I know for some of you that is as far-fetched as the moon shining in the middle of the day. It's just out there. You have 6 figures. Are you kidding me? Working less than 40 hours a week. I want to share today the ideas and steps that will have you producing much better results in much less time. Very elementary steps that anybody can do. I don't care if you're a brand new agent or if you've been around the business for 27 years, 30 years, 35 years. Gary Rossignol, 27 years in the business. He started doing some of the little simple things we'll talk about today. He started doing simple things. He doubled his income working less hours. Give him a call. Gary Rossignol, he's the rock and roll realtor in Cincinnati, Ohio. But here's the deal. If I got 17 listings my first month and then averaged 7 listings every month over, well over a decade, I think helping you get 4 listings is pretty simple. So if this doesn't sound like you, I know it sounds like somebody you know. Way too many hours for way too little pay, wondering where the next commission's coming from because we're running around with crappy internet leads, working all of our evenings and weekends away, not knowing what to do, when to do it, who to call, what to say, how to overcome an objection. We haven't developed this thing called effective communication. We don't really know what active listening is. We see other agents make it look easy. I talked to a guy the other day. He's 30 years in the business. He's never done more than 20 or 22 deals a year, which isn't bad. And this year he's got, he's struggling big time. And he's getting ready to drop over $2,000 a month buying leads. Let me make sure you understand something. 347 million leads were sold last year for 5 million home sales. Come on, you're more intelligent than that. 347 million leads were sold. 5 million homes were sold. That means 342 million leads were sold to real estate agents with absolutely no outcome. And somebody got extremely wealthy and a very thick wallet, maybe even a lumpy mattress, by selling leads that were completely useless. This guy said, yeah, but these other guys are buying these leads and they make it look so easy. They're tired of making it look easy. They're doing things other than buying a lead. Maybe you feel frustrated, you're ready to quit. I'll tell you, that's how I felt after a first year. I sold 92 houses. I was frustrated, ready to quit. And it was all because I didn't have a system. See, lack of a system. So the real problem wasn't me. It's not you. It's really not the business. It's not the business that you're in. It's not the market conditions or the interest rates or anything else. It's none of that. That is not the problem. The real problem is there is no system in place to operate the business. And when there's no system, we're flying by the seat of our pants. We PFA, pluck from air, pluck from your butt. Yeah, that doesn't matter. There's no system in place. That was me that first year. That was me most of the second year too. And then we started to really develop. Because if you don't have a system in place to ensure the success that you want, we end up remaining terrified that we continue to struggle for this little piece of the pie. We don't know when the commissions are coming in. Are we going to make our obligations on time? Do we really have any money stashed back? Are we building ourselves a life based on this business? Or are we just struggling? I don't know. See, there's a guy named Chris, and what I'd like to do is watch a very short clip from a person who took this material and he created something. And he created a life. So I want you to ask yourself a question. Are you ready to experience the success that comes with a system? That's really the main question. Are you ready to experience the type of success that Chris Cooper got? Pay attention here.
My name's Chris Cooper, Cincinnati real estate agent. And in 2.5 months of working with him, my success has been overwhelming. Prior to meeting with him and starting this coaching program, I had no pendings. I had no money. I was lost, covered in fear. It was all over me, scared of what could happen without some help. And in the 2.5 months working with him, I have experienced 8 sold homes, successfully marketed. A tremendous feeling that can't be duplicated in anything that I've ever done before. The rate of success has been large and overwhelming in my life, to the point where I have never experienced such a volume of success and satisfaction. The last couple of weeks, it came one right after another, and it just kept coming and coming and coming. And our training has been so engulfed into my life. I've never felt a wave like this before in my career. And because of Tim's training, it has pointed me and guided me into a field of success in which I am so grateful and thankful for.
I'm grateful and thankful that he actually took the material and did something with it. He said coaching program, and I know some of you, that turns you off right away. You can't buy anything today. Let me make sure you understand that. On this webinar, you can buy nothing. We don't even know if we want to work together, okay? But here's what I can tell you. Mr. Cooper now has over $1 million in net worth. And the year before he started implementing a system, the year before he started thinking success principles, he earned $19,000 and was buying used brake parts from eBay. He was doing so damn well. Now, it's not because of me. It's because of him. And he made some little minor adjustments and shifts into what he was doing and his daily method of operation. And boom, it hit. He has over $1 million in net worth. So who the heck am I, and why should you listen to me anyway? I'm just a guy. I mean, truly, I'm just an average guy. Nobody's special. I've done some pretty cool things in real estate. I've helped a lot of people get much better results in real estate. I like hanging out with our grandson, as you see hanging on the back. And I'm just a guy that listed 17 houses, did all those transactions, and was miserable. So I decided, you know what? That's bull. I'm not doing that. I developed a system, 12-point system, man. I mean, A to Z in real estate, everything from everything. It's all systemized, just like if you were at Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or Meijer or Kroger or your grocery store, wherever you may live. We have people from all over the United States here. I don't know if you know what a Kroger is. But Walmart, it's a system. You know, Meijer is a system. You know, when you buy something at Meijer, I only happen to know this because I know some of the people in the trucking industry who help Meijer and also people at Meijer. But when you buy something in a Meijer and it scans it, you realize the system automatically orders another product to replace the one that you just bought? What if they didn't have that system in place? They'd run out of product. Sometimes they do anyway. So once the system's in place, now we got 390K every year, 40 hours a week or less, every year, man. I had time for the children. I had time for the boat. I had time to be the soccer coach for 2 kids. That's what it was about. It wasn't just the money. It was about life. I know people who run good money in real estate, and the majority of all of them have very little time for themselves or their family because their entire life is wrapped around this business. And I think that's absurd. It shouldn't be that way. So what do? We help agents produce better results in less time. That's why we do it. That's what it's about. We do this to close this revolving door real estate. Let me think about it. People jump into this business and they think it's going to be simple. You see, just go out to social media, look on the new agent stuff. My gosh, they're coming in there in droves and they have no skills and they don't know what the hell to do. So what do? They sit back and do silly stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. But we do this to stop that revolving door. A new agent jump in. They're excited. They're enthused. They have no clue what to do. Within 3 to 5 months, they're out of the business. They're at a part-time job trying to make ends meet. And it's silly, folks. We don't have to do this. We want to help you realize your true potential in this business to help you maximize your results, just like my first mentor helped me. See, I quit school in the 8th grade, wandered around for 16 years, answered an ad in the newspaper, and ran into the founder of the fastest growing privately held company in the United States. I mean, this guy went from nothing, got a concept and an idea, put it into play, and went from 0 to 194 million a year in just 4 years. And I found myself being mentored by this guy. He helped me do things in life I never thought I would have. Dad left when I was very young. I quit school early, found drugs. It was silly. But he helped me. And one of the things that he said was always pay it forward, Tim. Just help somebody else. So that's why we do. It's one of the reasons, major reasons we do this. But the question you have to ask yourself, what do you really want from this business? I mean, what do you really want? Not what do you think you can have based upon past experiences or watching the majority of all agents that struggle, but what do you really want? You see, when I got into this business, I didn't care what the other people were doing. I knew what I was doing. I was going to produce results. I blew right past agents that had been in the business 15, 20 years. They all thought I was cheating. I got a full commission on every deal. No, I don't believe in commission cutting. But what do you really want from this business? See, I knew I wanted some more money in my life. Maybe you want some of that. I don't know. I definitely didn't want to give away all my time, but I did that the first year. Didn't care for that. I wanted more time for my relationships. Maybe you want more time for that, as well as to have the money and have time for the kids. But what do you really want? What do you really want? So over the next few minutes, what I want to talk about is how easy it is to earn 6 figures and beyond every year by listing 4 homes every month without being that annoying piece of shit salesperson that none of us like. Let's be honest. None of us like that person. We don't want to be that person. We're not going to spend a fortune for leads. It doesn't matter what the interest rates are doing. It doesn't matter what the market conditions are, because properties are still being listed. How homes are still being sold. If you're one of those people, and I'm not saying this is right, wrong, good, bad, or indifferent, but if you're one of those agents who like to hold open houses for somebody else, think about it. They have the listing. We'll talk about how simple it is to get listings. We're going to maximize the use of our time so we can enjoy the freedom. We're going to talk about this one secret weapon that's really not a secret, and everybody in sales should be doing this each and every day they're working. And it'll catapult your success. And we're going to talk about a system and how it will allow you to operate a very, very, very successful, extremely profitable business. However, I must warn you, this is not get rich quick. This is not do nothing and still get paid. This is not sit on my butt and 100 grand is going to hit my bank account. If that's your idea, man, do yourself a favor, go get a job. I know it might be a little too blunt for some people, but that's the way it is. You know what? If you can't take something like that, you're never going to get wealthy in real estate anyway. Because you can't sit on your ass and get rich, folks. It's not going to work. A system in place, a system, and then implementing that system to the exclusion of all the distractions in your life, that will get you what you want out of this business. Now, the stuff we're going to talk about is massively simple, but it takes work. But what it takes beyond work is something that a lot of people struggle with, and that's called dedication and commitment. Yeah, dedication and commitment. And I might have lost just 3 or 4 people with that one right there. Hell, I don't know. But if you're not committed to your business, if you're not dedicated to building something for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for your wife, for your spouse, whatever it may be, if you're not dedicated and committed to that, why are you here? Why are you in this business? There's so many other things that you can do to earn good money. However, here you can earn great money. So why are you in this business? I mean, think about it. A system is so important because of the reports that say 87% of agents don't even make it, man. And 100% of those agents have absolutely no system in place. None. So my promise to you is this step-by-step system. I want to share it with you. First year was great as far as income, but it sucked as far as having a life. But when the system was put into place, right next to 400 grand a year, every year, working less than 40 hours each week, I had time for the boat. I had time for the soccer tournaments. I had time to travel to the tournaments. And you know, I didn't have a big team. I had one person working with me. Why? Because if I'm out on a lot of appointments, I can't be doing paperwork. That's why. We'll talk about that. That's part of the system. So this is the old way. Grab a license, jump in, social media presence, throw an ad out there, spend a hell of a lot of money buying leads, buy zip codes. 347 million leads were sold. 347 million leads were sold for 5 million sales. I got to contact all your family and friends who already know you don't know what the hell you're doing in real estate. Why really? Would you trust? You're a brand new agent. Think of a brand new agent, one of your friends, and they call you and say, hey, man, I'm in real estate. You say, you know what? I'm getting ready to sell my $400,000, $500,000, $300,000 house, whatever it may be. Let me trust your brand. Whoa, wait a minute. No, I would never do that. Don't do that. There's a way to contact your family and friends without being annoying. Word of mouth takes forever. So does farming a subdivision. And running around with buyers, a lot of people are doing it. Not saying it's right, wrong, good, bad, or indifferent. However, you should have a system in place to work with a buyer. Then we do phone duty, which means we're an unpaid secretary, and we hold open houses for somebody else who has a listing. Think about it, folks. It's called a cross your fingers system that leads to a disaster of a business. The new way. You don't need to do phone duty. You don't even need a website. I'm not saying you shouldn't have one in today's world. I'm saying you don't need one. The company you have, the umbrella that you're under probably has a website. You don't need to do open houses. The sellers I talk to don't even want them. You don't have to bombard your friends. There's a way to contact them. You don't need to buy zip codes. You don't need a fancy CRM system. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a CRM system, but it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple. I'll share with you a very simple one. One great system. Utilizing 4 simple P's will do more for your productivity and saving you time than all of that other stuff combined. You got to plan your day. You've got to practice your skills. Oh, shit, I might have just lost a couple more people, Josh. I apologize. We talked about practice. Nobody wants to practice their skills. They just want the money. Just give me the money. I know I want to be a professional baseball player, but I'm not practicing my batting. How crazy would that be? Practice your skills, prospect for business, and then follow up with good leads. See, most people don't have a very basic. This is just one of 12 one of 12 steps in the system. One. And most don't they don't have any clue to this. So how in the world are you going to produce consistent results if you don't have that wrapped up in your day every day? You're not going to. You're never going to. Now, I know this may be a little harsh for some of you, and I apologize for that. I truly do, but I've got to be real with you here. You get enough fluff and stuff from other people. This is going to take some commitment, some dedication, some skill development. But then you're going to earn six figures every freaking year, man, working 40 hours a week or less. Young lady named Benita, she was struggling in this business. And she was new. She was going into the office doing everything that the people in the office were doing, which was being extremely active, but not very productive. So as far as producing consistent results, she was clueless. She found out about us. We found out about her. We connected somehow, some way. We worked together to develop confidence in her abilities. And then we created a daily method of operation for her. She got confidence in calling people who had a need for her service. And in her second month with us, she listed a property for $1.2 million and earned a full commission, no commission cutting. You do the math. 1.2 million, full commission. I don't know what her split is, but I do know what their GCI is. How would that be for you? If Benita can do it, you can do it. I had 17 my first month. We can certainly show you how to get 4. We can certainly show you how to get 4. Step 1 is your 4 P's. Plan, practice, prospect, and persistent follow-up. I shared with you the simplicity and asked you to come here to talk about the simplicity of real estate. That's how simple it is. But we've got to be a little bit self-disciplined to do it. And then we have to develop the skills to where we sound like we know what we're talking about. And then you build a daily method of operation and time blocking. That's all I did. And then, of course, I had a system for sale by owners expired, sphere of influence, networking, internet leads. I had a system for all of that. Should have 5 avenues of leads coming in, 5. And they're all systemized. So it's not overwhelming. It's in a system. You know, if 42 cars hit Chick-fil-A across the street all at once, boom, it's not overwhelming to those people. They have a system in place. 3 lanes, man. 3 lanes through the drive-thru, dropping down to 2 lanes to get your food. It's a system. So what we've done is we've set aside some time. I'd love to share more of this system with you, but I promised we were going to keep this short today. I'll share the same 12-step system that I use to create an average income of near 400 grand, working less than 40 hours a week. And I told you can't buy anything today. And I meant that because there's absolutely no charge for this call. It's a conversation. That's all it is. It's a conversation to see if we can help you somehow, some way. We're not going to guarantee in any way, shape, or form that we would even accept anybody as into our mentoring system or series. We don't guarantee that. We don't know if we like you or you like us. We have no idea. No idea. But here's what I do know. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you'll keep getting the same results over and over again. I know what it's like to go on listing appointment after listing appointment. I know what it's like to sit across the table from an irate, aggravated, absolutely pissed off at the world expired listing because I didn't sell his house while it was on the market. And he was already mad at every agent out there because we didn't sell the house while it was on the market. And now we're being the real estate messiah. I mean, we get to come save the day for this guy, right? I know how to help you overcome that because I've done it. But it's up to you now. In the chat window, there is a link. Schedule a call. That's all it is. It's a conversation. A simple conversation. We'll share the 12 steps. We'll share the 12 pieces of the system that I used to create what I had created. If there's any type of a mutual interest, we can move forward from there. And if not, that's perfectly okay too. But we're very happy to share this system with you. We're very happy to share the steps. If you want to go build it on your own, by all means, man, we'll wish you the very best of luck. If there's harmony, we want to work together, we'll see how that works out. But for the meantime, it's just a phone call. That's it. There's no charge for the call. I promise you, you couldn't buy anything today on this particular information session, and I meant it. You can't. But it's up to you to go into the chat window. I believe it's in there. Yep, there it is. Schedule a conversation. See how this system might be able to help your business. See how a conversation can maybe wake you up to a couple of things. Just a little tweak here, a little tweak there. Once again, Gary Rosignol, 27-year veteran in the business. 27 years. He wasn't struggling, but he wasn't consistent. There was a massive lack of consistency. But once he got the system in place, doubled his income working less hours. Now, if you're an experienced real estate agent, you've been around the block maybe 10, 12, 15, 20 years, maybe 27 like Gary. What would it be like for you to double your income without working more hours? Click that thing in the chat window, schedule a call. Let's see if we can pull that off for you. As always, I wish for you to allow this day to be the very best day you've ever experienced in this game we call life. Yesterday doesn't matter. It's already gone. Tomorrow is not here. You can't do anything about it except prepare yourself for the good that you desire. However, today, you can do something about today and allow it to be the very best day you've ever experienced, but that's up to you. Tonight, when you put your head on a pillow, please do so with a mind full of peace. Remember, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. And may God bless each and every one of you. Have a fabulous, fabulous day today.